Hey everyone, Gaijin Goombah here. Yes, I'm still uploading on this channel. I already mentioned that last video. And despite everything, I still love Japan in the process of overthinking everything involving it, such as today's topic. But it's a new year and I wanted to seize the occasion by starting something that I've been wanting to start for a few years now, a channel focused to my new tabletop hyperfixations.
I mean, it's a new channel about orcs and whatnot. They're a fungus people, I'm a fungus person. Checks out as far as I can see. We even got the same tusks.
But speaking of new year, new me, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I've been in the World War I trench for the last year or so. I think I speak for everyone when I say that the 2020s has felt like they've been getting progressively worse, and 2023 was miserable for everyone. So I want to try something this year. Self-care in a product sense. Look, I know Geologie is our financial aid for this video, but I've been growing my hair out a lot lately, and you know that needs more care, and Texas's freaking bone-dry winters do horrible things to my skin. So when I was offered a chance to look at Geologie's goodies as a partner, yeah, I took it. My late 30s ain't helping me any, and I want to feel better than I look. And I'll tell you right now, guys, this may all sound a bit girly, but I promise you, your SO will appreciate your skin just as much, if not more, than you might yourself. Now, with over 7,000 5-star reviews and 29 awards won, like Oprah's Daily Grooming Award, and yes, that's apparently a real thing, I figured this was going to be some quality stuff, and yeah, I wasn't disappointed. My everyday face wash helps me keep my skin from drying out from this aforementioned dries dust winter air, and my morning and night creams help add another layer of protective moisture to it all. And the natural deodorant is pretty solid too. A little chilly at first, but feels great afterwards, and it's 100% aluminum free. And speaking of, everything Geologie makes is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and tested by dermatologists. So yeah, it's nice to have a bit more organic stuff. And the best part is, you can completely customize what you need in your skincare products. After hitting up my link, you'll be taken to a brief questionnaire that will let you explain exactly what kind of care you're looking for, whether it be skin, hair, eyes, or whatever. 30 seconds in and you're done. And from there, you'll be able to get a referral on exactly what you need without having to waste time navigating any websites. So, if you want to try Geologie for yourself, hit up my link in the description or scan the QR code on screen and use the code Gaijin70 to get a whopping 70% off your personalized skincare trial and get 30% off add-ons when you add on to the trial. It's like $15 for $49 worth of stuff.
Alright, Jennifer Aniston, let's get back to the topic here.
Fine. So when it comes to Witch Ninja, I think the one thing that everybody's taken away has been our old additive jingle,
Real Ninja Wear Blue.
It's something we've been coming back to ever since we started this series. A concept that comes directly from the Ninja Museum of Iga, home of one of the most comprehensible collections of ninja history in the country. A few reasons behind the color choice include a natural deterrent of pests and critters, as well as the ability to, with limitation, filter water from chunkier impurities. But the real reason the museum claims the color association with navy and dark blue comes from how moonlight would bathe the local area not in black night, but dark blue night. Wearing black on a moonlit night would actually contrast you more than blend into your backgrounds. But come around to the 1700s and later, ninja have been seen either partially or completely decked out in black. And despite us yammering on about it for years online and the spreading of information from the Ninja Museum to the rest of the world through other sources, the trope of the ninja in black still holds really strong to this day.
Okay, sure, but I think everyone here already knows this. Like you said, we've been talking about this since we started Witch Ninja, making the very concept into one of the more recognizable memes of the show.
Right, but has anyone ever wondered how we went from this to this? Like, at what point in history did the concept of ninja go from either Inin sneaking wearing colors of camouflage, or Yonin wearing various occupational clothes to hide in plain sight by becoming an imposter, to wearing hard black for any given situation, whether it be sneaking, combat, or travel? Like a lot of historians, it's something that we've always danced around here, knowing that there was some kind of dichotomy between how we identified ninja then and now, but after doing some researching and digging, there's only been surface level discourses on how we went from blue to black with ninja. So before I go on, I want to preface the rest of this video by saying the following. This is not a video trying to prove that I'm right about something. This is more of an invitation for an open discussion on how the heck Shinobi went from blue to black. Ninja by themselves are already hard enough to research with how limited and questionable historical documents on them are, so trying to figure out something this specific about them is going to take a pinch of conjecture and speculation on top of everything that we can research. And I welcome people's takes on the matter because God help me if this hasn't been one of the hardest things I've ever had to research.
Really? It doesn't seem that difficult to put together. The whole idea of ninja going from blue to black is believed to come from Kuroko stagehands, who act as everything from additional puppeteers in bunraku to onstage Kabuki assistants when something needs shifted, added onto, or removed from the stage. Kuroko itself means black clothing or black robed, and the idea of wearing this hue in this context exudes the idea that, well, as the color that is absent of all other color, the person wearing it doesn't technically exist. Granted, to be all in black in the first place can make one very difficult to see, especially if the stage is in low light or the background of the stage itself is also in black. It's a fundamental idea that if you wear this, you aren't actually there. And it's a concept in Japanese stage play that's so popular that it's even used to the modern day in all kinds of performances and skits. To quote the man who's the closest authority on this concept, Stephen Turnbull, the earliest pictorial reference to a ninja in black is a book illustration of 1801, which shows a ninja climbing onto a castle wearing what everyone would immediately recognize as a ninja costume. However, it could simply be that it is pictures like these that have given us our image of the ninja rather than vice versa. It is a long-standing artistic convention in Japan, seen today in the Bunraku Puppet Theater, that to dress a character in black is to indicate to the viewer that he cannot see that person. To depict a silent assassin in an identical way in a picture that could therefore be perfectly natural and understandable to a contemporary Japanese viewer, and need not imply that the resulting illustration in any way is an actual portrait of a ninja.
See, I don't necessarily disagree with that statement, but I think it generalizes far too much and leaves out so many important things to take into consideration when comparing Kuroko to ninja.
Huh? Like what?
Like the different physical makeups of the outfits between the Kuroko and the ninja. Like, aside from being jet black, there's not as nearly as much in common with these two outfits as you might think. For one, the Kuroko's hood has these two ear-like points at the top part of the mask, where the black shozoku is like any other shozoku. It's loose-fitting and flat around the head. Second, the Kuroko's face is completely covered, while the black shozoku is tied low enough over the nose and mouth that the eyes are visible. Third, the Kuroko's outfit is far more form-fitting. You can easily see the contours of the body, while the black shozoku is exceptionally baggy. Fourth, Kuroko stagehands only wear their black outfit for the above-mentioned reasons of blending onto the stage. While in every instance I've seen of black shozoku shinobi on stage, they're wearing more than just their regular black shozoku. At minimum, I can see them wearing different colors of obi, and at maximum, they just straight up wear a completely different outfit over their black shozoku. I mean, at that point, what in the world is the black even supposed to represent here? If you want to say that a black shozoku is supposed to represent a state of stealth, then what the heck is the symbolism here wearing both the shozoku and regular clothes? That they're disguised as someone else in a yonin sense? Cause that doesn't match up either, as I've seen plenty of villain reveals in Kabuki where they just change from costume to costume, not some weird in-between. But put a pin on that tangent because we're going to be coming back to that. Finally, the Kuroko's outfit is made up of very specific parts, which includes what looks like a haragake, a sort of apron used by craftsmen and musicians. I would know, I use one in taiko all the time. The black shinobi shozoku, though, does not have this or a few of the other specific parts. So despite the widespread belief that black-clad shinobi came from the appearance of the Kuroko stagehand, I just have a hard time believing it was really so one-to-one. Let's go back to that pin concept of Kuroko wearing black and what the color's supposed to represent in theater. Historians state that the reason Kuroko wore black and the reason why ninjas started wearing black was because black in this instance was supposed to represent the stagehand being invisible. Thus, the concept of a ninja in black makes sense because wearing black in this context denotates stealth and invisibility. However, this statement is fundamentally wrong because black in this instance doesn't denotate invisibility, it denotates non-existence. Kuroko stagehands wear black because they're not technically supposed to be there. This is a way of getting the audience to use their imagination to think that they aren't actually there at all, not that they're sneaking around or hiding. These are two very, very different things.
Well, I've also heard some people try to say that the color black was chosen by the Kuroko to represent the fact that they exist in the literal shadows of the stage. And with the way modern lighting is, it would make sense that the shadows would be more black than blue, considering the obvious lack of blue moonlight inside of a building.
Sure, but that doesn't make any sense either because there are no shadows on a Kabuki stage. The way that the stage lighting is set is to purposely remove shadows from the stage as much as possible. Why? For the same reason that ukiyo-e images have zero shadows. Theoretically speaking, shadows are removed from these kinds of visual artistic pieces to give viewers and the audience the idea that this is the imagination and machinations of the mind, not the real world. It's an omission of a real world phenomena to sort of passively trick the mind into seeing something more fantastic. Unlike many other art forms of visual art and theater, the performance is supposed to be metaphorical rather than literal. Finally, there's just one other thing that has bugged me about this whole idea more so than anything else that I've talked about so far. Have any of you actually ever seen a Kabuki ninja character in black in an actual performance? Now, I don't say that to be snide, I'm being quite literal here. I have not once ever seen a shinobi character in black in a Kabuki performance. Now, I can see the fact I might just be stupid and have just personally not seen this while someone else actually has, but after doing some digging, I couldn't find squat. That isn't to say that there aren't ninja characters in Kabuki. There are entire production series that revolve around fictional and historical ninja alike. Ishikawa Goemon with his iconic pompadour hair, Nikki Dancho in Meiboku Sendai Hagi, the titular Jiraiya from Jiraiya Goketsu Monogatari, and in many cases, said ninja characters are executing obviously fictional ninja magic, like Danjo appearing magically on stage through an elevator in the Hanamichi of the stage, but all of them are in highly recognizable, unique costumes. I have not once seen them or any other ninja character in black. And I know some of you may try to come at me with clips like this that do have black-clad shinobi in these Kabuki performances. But this isn't a classical Kabuki play. This is an exhibition for an opening of an Aeon Mall in Japan. Not to mention the ninja in this performance are wearing hachigane, which is a far more modern take on what typical ninja looked like. I mean, by all means, if you can find a traditional play with black-clad ninja, please tell me, because all I could find were these incredibly modernized plays or events. Nothing really traditional, nothing that could make a historical link from the 1700s.
So wait a minute, what about all the art pieces by the various Utagawas? Kuniyoshi, Kunisada, and Kunizaku? They all feature ninja in black garb. Are all those pure fanfictions a ninja?
No, and that's the weird thing. The Utagawas would capture key moments in various Kabuki plays within their art. Nikki Danjo teleporting on stage is one such example of an art piece replicating a key moment, and we actually have footage of that particular play to confirm that for us. For a moment, I thought that these art pieces were just Utagawa creating their own interpretations of ninja in general, but all of these images are linked to other actors. Like this one right here, featuring Kunizaku Arashi Kinichi Saburo on the right as Yuruki Sayamon, and Arashi Rikaku II over here on the left as Yako Ippei.
But then wait, who's the guy in the black shozoku?
I don't know, and that's my utter conundrum. I'm missing something somewhere. There had to have been a point in history where there was a merging of ninja and situational camo to black, and I just don't know exactly where or how, and I've been digging for days trying to figure it out. But based on everything that I could find, I did come up with a conclusion. Maybe it's super obvious, but after everything, it's just what makes the most sense. At some point in the 17 and 1800s, when the old Kabuki stories of Goemon, Jiraiya, and Danjo really took off, ninja as a popular icon fell into the most ironic of conundrums. Real shinobi couldn't be regularly identified. I mean, that was kind of their job. Hide in plain sight or blend into your chromatic surroundings. But during the Edo period's artistic renaissance, ninja turned into superheroes. I mean, just flat out, they turned into superheroes. And because of that, their role became far more broad, yet had no personal identification. It's like trying to make a Power Ranger series with no Sentai suits. Ninja, ironically, needed a uniform for people to recognize them. A mad lad wearing black in the middle of the day very much stuck out like a sore thumb. So I guess this is the answer we get, but it just doesn't feel satisfactory in the slightest. Were there ninja wearing black in actual Kabuki? Why were they depicted wearing regular clothes on top of a black shozoku? When did this transition of ninja being in regular clothes or camo to black during the Edo Renaissance happen? There are still so many questions that I have, so if you have any answers, please let me know in the comments. Legit, I want to know and I will be checking. So, thanks for watching everyone, and thank you to my patrons for choosing this topic. I do want to apologize if this video was a bit unsatisfactory, but believe me when I say it pained me to end this video without a decisive conclusion. And thank you to Geologie for partnering with us this episode. Laura knows after half a dozen research-fueled nights I need to do something about the bags under my eyes. Be sure to hit up my links and use the code Gaijin70 for 70% off your trial order. My next video absolutely needs to be over on my new Orc/40k channel. I know a lot of you have been really supportive but don't know jack about 40k, but don't worry. The next video over there is going to be starting off easy by asking the academic inquiry of, what is Orc? Be sure to check that out, coming soon, and even more videos on Japanese culture right here. But until next time, everyone, this is Gaijin Goombah, signing out.